Alright, this video is about function values. We're going to be substituting. So first, what is a function? So I'm going to do an example here. So a function is usually written like this. So we'll do an easy one first. So the function is f of x equals x plus 2. So este es un ejemplo que puedes copiar en tu página. This is an example you can copy in your paper. Alright, input is x. Okay, that's a number you're going to be putting into this machine. So input es igual con la x, es el número necesitas sustituir en la función. Right, you have to substitute into the function. So, for example, let's try the number 1. So if I take the number 1 and I put it inside this machine for x, right? So we have x plus 2, but x is now 1. X ahora es 1. So x is now 1. X ahora es 1, so copiar este. Right, copy this. Now we substituted 1 for x, so 1 plus 2 is 3. So 1 más 2 es 3. And when the answer comes out, let me change the colors. When the answer comes out, output is the answer. The answer, la respuesta, which is y. La respuesta es 3. The answer is 3. Now, depending on what number you put in the function, your answer can be different. So, depende en cuál número estás usando en la máquina, tu respuesta es diferente. So, en este ejemplo, el número está adentro de la máquina, es 1. Entonces, tu respuesta es 3. So, right, if we're using the number 1 and we put it in the machine, the answer that comes out is 3. And depending on what number you use, your answer could be different. So let's try another number. So podemos probar, yo no sé cómo se dice, con otro número. So we're going to try with another number. Okay, so what if x is the number 0? So ¿qué pasó si x es 0, right? So if x is 0, then what is the answer? So pew, 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 I'm putting the 0 inside the machine, and then I'm going to write it over here. So now I have 0 plus 2, right? Estoy cambiando la x para 0. We're changing the x for 0 because x is 0. That means that the answer is 2. So when the answer comes out of the machine, the answer is 2. Okay? So when x is 0, y is 2. So cuando la x es 0, y es 2. So depende en cuál número estás usando la máquina, tu respuesta es diferente. Recuerdas este, okay? So normally the problem is going to tell you what number you need to use. So normalmente el problema dice que cuál número necesitas usar. So let's do our first example. So here's our first example. Okay? I'm going to draw the machine. Okay, so here's my machine. Esa es mi máquina. So the number I'm putting inside, I'm going to look right here. We need to use -6. Necesitamos usar -6, right? Because if you look here, x is now -6. So mira aquí, x ahora es -6. So for x, we're changing x, estoy cambiando, estamos cambiando la x para -6. The function goes right here. So this is where the function goes. Function. So the function is 3x minus 3. It's this part. So if we write it over here, we're going to copy the 3, copio el 3 abajo. X we are changing for negative 6. Estamos cambiando la X para negativo 6. And then the minus 3 we copy below. Okay, now this next part, we type this into Desmos. Okay, so you can either do it by hand, if you know how to multiply and subtract by hand, or you can use Desmos. So we're going to open Desmos, do 3 parentheses negative 6, minus 3, let me check that that's correct. 3 parentheses negative 6 minus 3, so copia este en Desmos, si es correcto, so this is correct. The answer is negative 21. La respuesta es negativo 21. So that means the answer that comes out, la respuesta para Y, is negativo 21, it's negative 21. And that's your answer to respuesta. Okay, so you don't need to draw this machine each time. No necesitas dibujar la máquina cada pregunta. Solo es un ejemplo, porque es el primer ejemplo, right? It's the first example, so that's why I'm copying it. Okay, so let's go to the next example. Siguiente ejemplo. Okay, I'm going to copy the function. Necesito copiar la función. So x squared minus 3x plus 5. Now remember, when we're substituting x, cuando estoy cambiando la x, necesitamos usar parentheses, right? We need to use parentheses. Okay, and I copy that little 2. I copy the negative 3. X is now parentheses, x ahora es parentheses, and then plus 5. So, no more letters, we're now substituting. So, ¿qué pasó con la x? X ahora es negative 3. X ahora es negativo 3. It's negative 3. X is now negative 3. Right? So I changed all the x's for negative 3. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to type it into Desmos, or again, do it by hand. Parentheses, negative 3 parentheses. And right down here, you're going to click the squared button, minus 3 parentheses, minus 3 parentheses, plus 5. The answer is 23. So the answer is 23. So when x is negative 3, y, or the answer is 23. Now you can also write it like this. You can copy this part. Tú puedes copiar este aquí. Porque este dice que cuando x es negativo 3, la respuesta es 23. Right, so you can copy like this. H of negative 3 equals 23, because that's saying when x is negative 3, the answer is 23. All right, and we'll quickly do the last two. So copy the function. Okay, x is now negative 10. Cambio la x para negativo 10. Right, we're changing x for negative 10. You're going to copy this into Desmos. Okay. And you can even write this if you want. Tú puedes escribir así si quieres. Now remember, for a fraction, we're going to use division. So 1 over 4, parentheses, negative 10, parentheses, and then it was minus 2. The answer is negative 4.5, or you can click this button, it's negative 9 over 2. So you can write negative 9 over 2, or negative 4.5. All right, next problem. Same thing, copy it. But now we're changing the x, so I'm going to leave that blank, right? Because here is the x. So we're solving x is now 2. X ahora es 2. Okay? And now we're going to type that into Desmos. So escribe este en Desmos. So the first thing you need to click is the division symbol. And then let's look at the problem. -13, parentheses, and then it's 2 minus 10, then 2 on the bottom. And the answer is 52. And that's it.